Howdy, folks. Welcome to Thor's Days Thoughts. My name is Kenneth Thomas, and on Thursdays, I like to give you guys a little bit of my take on things. Today, that will be reward versus punishment. Now I just completed doing a guest spot on another show, and I will definitely put a link to them here in this. And one of the things we were talking about, because this show is called the Dog Connection, and we were talking about my service dog. We were talking about different training kind of things, and reward versus punishment. The way I work with my dog is working to reward doing what it is that I'm wanting him to do, rather than trying to punish him for doing something I don't want him to do. Rewarding the good behavior versus punishing the bad behavior. Now, part of this goes into my general thought process, in my heathen viewpoint on things. If the only reason you don't do something that you shouldn't do is because you're afraid of being punished, or you're worried about being punished, then that doesn't mean you're going to make the choice for the right reasons. Okay. It's more important to do what is right because it's what is right than it is to do what's right, because if you don't do what's right, you're going to get in trouble. Now, a lot of people may think that that's just a semantic difference. Does it really matter why, so long as they're doing what's right? Yes and no, in an extent. But I work hard to teach my kids to do what's right because it's what's right. Because if they really start to learn that, and once they internalize that lesson, one of the things that they're going to be doing throughout their life is they're going to choose what's right. Because it's what's right. They will hopefully be doing the right things when they are older, because they understand that it's the right thing and that is what is expected of them, rather than worrying about being punished. Fear of punishment is not always an effective method for training people and how they think. It can be an effective method for teaching people right behavior, but it's not necessarily going to teach them right thinking. And right thinking will lead to right behavior. And I think teaching the right thinking is more important than simply achieving the right behavior. Now, it's not going to work in every circumstance. It doesn't even work all the time for me. There are times when there have to be consequences because of actions that my children did. There are consequences when I do things or don't do things. And that's another thing, is, understanding that even if you choose to do what's right, there are still consequences. The consequences could be good things or they could be bad things. So worrying about the consequence rather than the thought process behind it isn't how I want to view things, isn't how I want to teach my kids. I want them to understand right behavior comes from right thinking. And then I also want them to understand that even when you choose to do what is right, there can still be negative consequences to it. And then the other thing that you learn along this, and one of the more mature lessons that comes down the road, is that there are times when you will choose to do something that isn't necessarily the right thing to do, and you know that there is going to be consequences for it, but you feel the value in doing this is outweighed by the consequences you will face. It's one of those things where, is the consequence of doing this versus not doing this worth it? And that's what, again, that's something that is a little bit more on the mature end, not necessarily where I'm working with elementary school age children. Mostly right now, I'm working on the right behavior because of right thinking. And boy, is that a tricky concept to get across. And especially when you're dealing with children with ADHD, and one of them who has ASD as well. So, and this works with your children. This works with your training your pets. So it's just kind of a little bit of a quick glimpse into how I view this topic. It's not something I'm going to beat the dead bush, beat around the bush with, or beat a dead horse with, but brain is all scattered right now. Basically, I want to see people doing the right thing because it's what's right. And that's the way they think, rather than people doing what is right because they just don't want to get in trouble. Because the other big problem with that is if you think you can get away with it and you're not going to get punished, and the punishment is the only thing keeping you from doing it, then that means that you're probably going to go ahead and do it. So punishment only is effective if the punishment is severe enough to deter and certain enough to discourage the act. So I would encourage folks to work on trying to figure out how to reward good behavior and right thinking, because right thinking will lead you to right behavior. So we're going to have Foodie Friday tomorrow. I'm not sure yet what we're doing. I don't remember. I had found a recipe, something new with pork. That's all I remember. We're going to do something with some pork chops or pork loin. So next week is spring break for my family. We are going to be out camping. I will be jumping on periodically, dropping videos, possibly going live next week. But next week we'll not have the normal live schedule of Monday through Thursday. So taking a week off, but you guys will get some views on what's going on, and I will be sharing some things from Canyon Lake, and really looking forward to having that time with the family. So hope to see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time for Hummus Foodie Friday, and if I don't see you then, I'll hopefully see you next week when I'm jumping on a little bit. So make sure that you click follow and like the video. That way you'll know when I jump on and do these lives. If you're catching this on YouTube, hit like and subscribe, and I will probably be uploading some of these things, some of these videos from the next week onto YouTube, but not necessarily. So you might have to catch it on the Facebook. Yeah. Anyway, until next time, folks, peace, love, and photography. And remember, everything can make a beautiful image, including you. Have a great afternoon. Bye.